What's that?
Hello. I am actually here. I just had my camera turned off. I was hiding.
I don't blame you.
So how's everybody doing? Good, huh?
That doesn't sound good. What's wrong?
Just finances.
Mm.
The usual.
We all hear you there.
Did you ever hear back from the library? Mm.
Aaron, do you hear that?
Do I hear what? What are you hearing?
The thumping.
Hold on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kinda.
Just take your headset off.
Hmm?
Just take your headset off for a moment.
I can hear it. Yeah.
What is that?
It's gone now.
Huh.
But I was hearing it. There it is. Sounds like music.
Okay.
The people are thumping their music again. I mean, it's nothing like some loud rock music at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. You know, I've gotten used to the Saturday 2 a.m. mariachi music, but that was new because usually Tuesdays are pretty quiet here. And also, apparently, our bathroom is flooding the apartment below us, but there's no water damage on our side, so that's fun.
Oh no.
Yay!
Yeah, so we had to deal with that, and then yelling at the management people for letting themselves into our apartment without notifying us.
Oof.
Because it's the third time they've done that, and I've told them they will be shot if they are caught entering.
I have permission to threaten with bodily harm now.
Cool.
And
Well,
call the
thankfully you'll be
police.
out of there soon, so...
In less than a month. But it doesn't change the fact that it's like, you don't have permission to enter this place before I get home from work. And it's like, and what I told them was, it was like, do not enter without talking to me first. And if you just took the time to call me, I probably would say, yeah, go right ahead. But the fact that you are not even communicating to me that you need to enter my apartment for somebody else's problem is unacceptable. And they're like, okay, we'll pass the message along. And it's like, okay, yeah, fuck you too. It's like,
God.
it's like, you guys are the worst, and just don't. I felt bad for the person underneath us, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, nothing in here is flooding, so I don't necessarily believe that it's anything that we're doing. But
It's not necessarily something you're doing. It's likely the pipes that are going from... Because the way
from
it
us
works
to
apartment...
them.
Exactly. But the way it works in an apartment building, because this actually happened to us in our old apartment, we actually got flooded out from the people above us, is that all the pipes lead from the top of the building to the bottom of the building, and then they drain through sewage and whatever else.
Are they
So
gonna?
the problem is that, like, if your pipes between your apartment and their apartment are leaking, then it'll leak into their apartment, unfortunately.
They're not gonna try and push any charges on us, are they?
Not that I've ever heard, no. I mean, like, the apartment place that I was at took care of, like, everything for us.
Good, because
Like,
I was gonna laugh in their faces if they tried
Yeah,
to.
no, they actually, like, not only replaced, like, our rug and, like, all that kind of stuff, but, like, they actually gave us some money to replace, like, anything that was, like, lost or damaged. So...
Well, lucky for the people underneath us then. Anyways, this is, of course, one of Kay's scheduled busy days, so we don't have her again, but we are here. I believe this was a moving day or something. Anyways, it's accounted for. We're here. It would have been great for her to be here for you guys to fight the Rat King, but may not necessarily be the Rat King, but that's what I'm going to call him now. He's on his throne of rats.
Rat bastard.
You're the rat bastard. There you go.
Rat daddy.
Rat daddy?
Rat daddy.
Wow. That's imagery right there. The rat daddy.
Yeah, something.
You know, he's the rat daddy, and he's just a torso. Wait, what?
What?
Oh, Twitter had a post that made it sound like it was something good, but I don't think it will. No, it does not sound good at all. Hungary has passed anti-LGBT laws. Yay! Banning the promotion of LGBT content to minors.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hooray, let's keep people ignorant forever. But
Yep.
if you can't make informed choices, how do you plan to better yourself? Anyways, enough about the world of darkness. We have a world of darkness to get to.
Yay!
We have
gotta
a much brighter world to get to.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Alright. That's distracting. Okay. Last
Vampires are inclusive.
time, vampires
They
are inclusive.
are, yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't
Inclusively
promote.
for everyone.
They technically don't promote their content to minors either. That's highly frowned upon.
They don't promote thin bloods.
It's frowned upon in this establishment.
Yeah. Any children vampires need to see your way out of here. Frame rate seems to be doing dropped frames again, but it didn't look like there was any actual issue other than OBS yelling at me from last week.
I'm not seeing any slowdown on Twitch on my end.
Yeah. Because it's ping-ponging between two stable ranges, and that's why OBS seems to be freaking out, is because of the ping-ponging. But it's moving between 3K to 5K, so it's not like I'm in any terrible range for keeping us going. I wish I could tell it to shut up, but it wants to let me know every, 2 minutes. You had dropped frames! You don't have your note taker, so who wants to handle our recap today?
I
Well,
call
I got
not it, 'cause I
snakes.
never remember anything, so...
Snakes on a plane.
Right.
We have left the labyrinth and reached out to do some research. Callista recommending, but not suggesting, because it's not her job to think. That we track the increase in vermin reports through the exterminators and such. After doing so, we wired some rats and then watched their progress over the course of a week, traveling down much closer to where we reside, while Lucian went on their own jaunt of securing some well-deserved snakes for their own rat hunting purposes. We went to inspect this location of snakes, and with a bit of stealth through Antonio, he was able to get sight on the Rat Daddy himself.
The
Upon his-
rat daddy.
That is the name we are going with, Rat Daddy.
Daddy. Are you my daddy?
He is now.
He is now. Anybody else have anything to throw in there?
I have named my snakes.
Nice.
Just don't tell Viper.
Samuel, Susan, Ajax, Loki, Millie, Molly, and Zeke.
Aw, you got Molly in there.
Yeah, of course.
Snake Mom. That's the Snake Mom. She has only one good eye.
Snake
The
Mom
Snake Mom
versus
way.
Rat Daddy.
Snake Mom versus Rat Daddy. That's going to be the one that gets the killing blow. As it should be. Alright, let me open up my vampire book. I don't know why I just don't have it.
Book.
Opening the book.
Das Buch.
Wow, it really is noisy out there today. Okay.
Been a weird day all around. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a weird day.
Yesterday was a weird day for me. Today I'm okay.
Yesterday I was just really sore from house stuff. Shay's really sore right now from house
stuff, he says.
Yeah, the reconstruction or remodeling of our house started yesterday.
So sore.
There's so much work, and it's.
I just started working out again this week, so I am also very sore. So I can join the sore club.
Yeah, sore club.
We tore out the all the floors and knocked down some walls, and after we tore up the carpet, we discovered that there is some tiling underneath that. We tore up, or some floorboards. We tore up the little board squares to find that there was tiling under that. Under the tiling, we found there was a ceiling on the floor as a floor. So ceiling pads under that, and then under the ceiling pads was more tiles. There were 5 different floors.
Maybe they were shooting an upside down music video.
And a ceiling in that house, on that floor level.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. So, you guys had located the current hideout of the Rat Daddy. That's just his name now. The current hideout location. Yep, the hell you've brought upon us. Of a not an inquisition, but a hunter that had been turned into a Nosferatu, who had enacted his own revenge plot against their sire, who was... It was a whole thing, guys. If you hadn't watched it, go back and watch the other episodes. But long story short, a witch hunter had killed the childer of a Nosferatu, and in revenge, the Nosferatu removed the witch hunter's limbs and then gave it the embrace as well, and left it as basically a paraplegic vampire to slowly go insane and be helpless. The problem, like you do. I mean, as far as sadistic revenge goes, that's pretty on par right there. Unfortunately, it made them into a Nosferatu, and animism is one of Nosferatu's abilities, so this insane witch hunter turned vampire had learned to, as you figured out, harness the power of controlling rats. And over the years, they had gained more and more control of the rats of the area in order to enact their revenge, which included giving final death to the sire that had turned them into this cursed state. And now it seemed that they had been making plans to cause issues for the Camarilla in the greater Phoenix area. Your efforts to track them down have led them to this abandoned train yard. Antonio had done some brief scouting and had seen that the security systems around the area were quite lax. Old security systems had been deactivated, and more rudimentary manual security, such as tripwires and bottles and things like that, were what were left around to keep the area, because he doesn't have hands. So you can't really have a rat learn how to do electrical wiring or programming, but they can pull, some bottles and stuff through.
Tell that to the brain.
Tell that to the brain, but he's insane, so it doesn't count. May not actually be seeing any of that. It might all be in his head.
Apparently can't teach an old rat new tricks.
Yeah, exactly. But the 3 of you, minus Viper, who is not here because they are trying to figure out where the reptiles in their reptile house had gotten to, and minus Olivia, who opted to stay behind and do more research on the Amazon. So the 3 of you have moved to intercept and deal with this problem in the train yard. which is where we find ourselves now.
So the first thing that I would like to do, since they can't see what I'm seeing, is basically take my phone and like open up like a chat window and send them a video of what I'm seeing. So I can't actually because it's not an advanced security system, I can't tap into it and show them the feed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna open my phone and send them a recording so that they can kind of see where this where Rat Daddy is hanging out.
Okay. Easy enough. I don't have any electrical countermeasures for that, so you don't need to roll anything. You open the camera up, and Lucian and Callista, your phones catch the feed because, of course, the Camarilla embrace top technology, so you all have great phones. Cough, wink, nudge.
Doesn't have to be great phones as long as they work.
Yeah. I imagine Callista probably has a good one. I have no idea if Lucian does or not, but at least one of you has a phone that you can look at.
Yeah, I open my phone and go like, well, this is trash now.
Yep. Yeah. Viper sneezes in the distance, sensing a breach in the masquerade, but since they are not here, it's fine.
It's fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah.
How are you?
Don't worry about it. You didn't see anything. I definitely didn't hit live stream to all of Twitch our vampire slaying.
What they don't know won't hurt us.
Yep. Not until they find out. It's all right.
Okay.
All right. So then I will slink back to the rest of the crew, and I guess we will make up some kind of plan.
Yes.
We will make up the plotting.
As Antonio's returning, Callista's already taken the SIM card out, and it's just like,
snap.
So that was an interesting find.
Indeed, it was unfortunate that I had to send it in the way that I did, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, this whole place has almost no tech to it.
Already taken care of on my end. Just make sure to snap your SIM cards.
Of course.
Always. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Every
Definitely.
time.
So into it, I did it right now. You totally didn't see it happen.
I was just that quick.
Did you eat it again?
To be honest with you, I just replace my phone every other day or so.
Wow, that sounds expensive.
I mean,
Not when
Not
you...
for you, but
what do you mean by expense?
He's vampire Bezos. He doesn't think about things like money.
What is this money, you puny mortals?
so how are we gonna deal with that? And also, he looked very awake.
Oh, he is certainly awake, that is for sure. As far as how we are dealing with it, I know how I am going to deal with it. I don't know what you two can add. I know Lucian can hidey and stabby. I assume you will be staying at a distance?
Yeah, I can provide some cover of mist, which will make it difficult to make you out. Are we just gonna go in and or do we need to talk and get information out of them or anything?
If we can take them alive, I would prefer to take them alive, but I don't know how possible that is. It is not easy to incapacitate a vampire, even one without arms and legs.
I mean, they looked pretty secure without arms and legs.
So that
You
is
think
part
they
of the
used it-
problem.
you
If I
think-
can, I would like to keep them alive, at least for questioning.
Do you think they chain rats? Do the rats grab onto each other and act as arms and legs?
It seems that's how they move, yes.
That's kind of cool.
Now I have this horrible image of just like rat Voltroning into his limbs.
I want it. I will once again hand Callista the handgun and say, like, don't give it back this time, because you should probably keep one with you.
Oh, I'm not good with these.
Even if you're not good with those, you should have something.
Yeah, okay.
Are you any better with melee weapons?
Hang on, let me check. No.
Being part Toreador, I assume ranged is your thing.
I mean, I've seen,
She did ask for a sword, though.
I've seen Bernice handle a sword really well.
I need to teach you some basic combat skills.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've never had to, I guess, do anything like with guns before.
Hold the handle, point the sticky out part towards the enemy, and pull the little lever.
Yes, they are pretty self-explanatory.
No. I mean, I've never killed anyone before. That's all.
Oh, that is a whole nother story. I would say exhale after you pulled the trigger, but we don't breathe.
You don't.
That was a vampire joke. Come on.
Oh, right. Sorry, I get really.
You don't have to do it between heartbeats. And
To be honest with you, this is basically a pea shooter to him, so more than likely you will not kill him with this thing.
Oh, okay.
If that makes you feel better. In fact, vampires tend to play games with firearms such as this.
That
It's
is
basically like vampire paintball.
That is a good analogy, yeah.
terrifying. Yeah, okay. I'll keep it.
Okay, so I will drop the firearm off with Callista.
Mm-hmm.
I will let Lucia know to, like, go to, like, the like behind him, if she can, or if he can rather. And once I feel like there's been enough time for them to be set, I am going to start firing at the target. So hopefully draw the rats away, so that Lucian can kind of jump down on them.
Okay.
So basically,
you're going to be shooting at him with me behind him.
Correct. Yes, but I'm not like opening up full auto. Basically, the shots are way more to get their attention, to get the rats off, so that you can directly attack them.
Huh.
If that makes sense.
So you're going into tank spec and doing a taunt to draw the aggro.
Kind of, yes.
Hey,
That is a good explanation.
let me give you
And the DPS has to circle around. Okay.
Yep, hit him from behind, stay out of the fire.
Hey, you're the rogue.
Oh my god, this works too well. Stay out of the fire, guys.
God.
Callista's the healer, like sons of bitches. They're in the fire again.
Yep, Callista's the healer.
Hang on, let me give you an entrance, dramatic entrance, and
Okay.
she'll take out one of the water vapor cigarettes and light it, and we'll use her alchemy to produce some mist. Takes a drag, and then exhales. Yeah. So I think I need to make a. Do I need to make a roll yet?
A rouse check at the very least. One rouse check to activate.
Yes. Yeah.
Upon activation, you do a thing.
I mean, I know I'm certainly aroused.
Anyone? It looks like it is checks against them have a penalty.
Yeah, they can still make their checks, but you lose 2 dice for. They can't.
You don't need to roll anything else, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Only thing that needs to be rolled is against your thing at a 2 dice penalty.
Yeah. So just like as I exhale, just the mist from the vapor just like billows outward around the 3 of us.
I got the vapors.
Got the vapors. All right. So yeah, this mist seeps into this train. What I described last time was the not a repair room, but like the place where they store the train cars and stuff when they're not in use, in service. So this is where this Nosferatu has been layering themselves up and preparing. And as they are situated with these rats gathered around them, they've quite literally made themselves just like a rat throne, and they are currently propped up in a seated position. And they certainly weren't aware of you, but now as they see this mist starting to creep in, their attention kind of shifts and looks, and they're just like, "Who's there?"
And as I open fire, I'm definitely like, not me!
Not it. All right, so you're just going to open up with some firearm rolls. So we will do the three round rule again for combat, which I will now turn to the messy book and its terrible layout, because the stat blocks are on a whole different section, and then the combat is in a whole different section.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Alright. So, combat starts at 3:00.
Oh, I would definitely like to re-roll that.
Yeah. Do you
Jesus.
Oh wait, no. You would have all of your willpower back because there was some time of rest between.
Yeah,
then and now.
that's
So,
why
yeah.
I just reactivated my boxes.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up, and I was like, no, you guys had time to recover. So 301 is where it starts with physical.
So I'll stick with
combat.
4. 4 seems solid, especially since right now I'm mostly distracting.
Yep. Doesn't count as a surprise attack for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the second one.
Okay, so that's what you rolled there. Defending against ranged attacks is usually done with dexterity plus athletics, which is going to have a penalty, obviously.
They seem super dexterous to me.
Yeah. Like, it might kind of balance out sort of because of the rats, but not really. They definitely have no cover, so that's a -2. I'd probably -2 for no cover, -1 for rat mobility. Although, no, yes, they're kind of aware, so they might have rat's body block too. Okay.
Rat armor.
Yeah, rat armor, exactly. So,
What is the AC of rat armor?
that's a great question.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
Well, it's pretty low, but they also have damage resistance to piercing.
Yeah, that is true. It's very much not an AC. It's more of a durability system.
So, by the way, what did you roll for your firearm?
Firearm stacks.
Okay. Yeah. Because it says to actually do... Oh, never mind. In a standard guns blazing battle, combatants test composure plus firearms. But it also says you can use dexterity firearms to get the first shot off. So I thought the composure firearms was interesting. But
That's weird.
Yeah.
when
Well,
you have
I think
someone shooting at you.
Yeah,
you know.
it's to represent the you're in a gunfight, but I do like that because it does make sense when you think about it a little
If that
more.
is the case, I may have to alter some stats, so we're going to need to talk, because
Well-
that goes against everything I've understood from vampires.
Yeah, it's like on the one hand, dexterity plus firearms makes perfect sense, but when they bring up the point that, because this isn't like D&D combat where we're doing it for extended rounds, it is just how you're keeping your cool during a gunfight, and it's like, okay, I can see that. But it does give specific examples of where each would apply, learning something new about vampire. Award the combatant with superior firepower based on the weapon's rate of fire, or one who is willing to expend more ammunition for extra die. That's neat too. So if you're going like full auto, you can have extra die, or if you're you have a better gun. That's cool. I like that.
Yep.
All these things that try and fast track it.
So I can go full auto, but I specifically chose not to in this instance.
It also does say I can change it to whatever I want.
I do what I want.
Yep. It's like if you are ambushing a truck, the guards can react with wits plus firearms. Okay. Counter-firing, things like that. So I'm going to roll their dexterity, athletics with the penalties and pluses of rat armor and lack of mobility, which I don't imagine he would be very dexterous without arms and legs. What was the other one I said? Athletics, and probably not very athletic either. But he will have rat armor, so he used to be probably very fit and athletic, and now he's not so much. So it's going to kind of reflect that when you see the dice rolls. It's like he used to be very fit, and then he lost his legs. And so it'll be 4 with rat armor. All right. So he has 1 success thus far. He is probably going to willpower to not die. Which brings it to 3. Antonio, did you want to re-roll anymore?
I'll stick with what I got for now.
Okay.
See how the rest of this plays out.
So he's got the 3 successes. You declare not me, and that's what gives him enough time to have some rats jump in the way of these bullets. And so
I did get 4 successes, just so we're clear.
Oh, you're absolutely
once.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was just looking at the reroll and not your total. You're correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you declare not me, and he brings up rats to move in front of him, and the bullets just kind of shred through the first layer of rats, but then it still wings him in the shoulders. And so that brings us into the full confrontation, which now we do in the 3 rounds, because I'm counting that. No, this will be the first round. Lucian and Callista, what would you like to do?
Gosh.
I feel like Lucian's ready.
Lucian, are you ready?
Well,
Lucian, are you ready?
Always.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to dab him in the back
Gonna dab
of
him.
the shoulder.
All right.
Try to miss important things.
Try and miss important things. I mean, you could go right for the stake, but yeah. Okay, so close combat.
It's actually really hard. Do you still have to hit them 3 times?
I think there's just a huge penalty for trying to stake them while they're conscious.
Okay, because I don't know how staking works in 5th edition, but in previous editions, you literally had to roll to see if you hit them, roll to see if you hit the heart, and then there was another one for some crazy
No, it doesn't. I know it doesn't go that extensive, but
it's absolutely insane to try to stake a vampire pre 5th edition. So
Yeah, it is very much just like, I think it's a -4 dice to try and stake them, because for obvious reasons they're not going to let you stake them, so they're going to be fighting really hard against that.
rude.
It's a dexterity plus melee for any one-handed melee weapons.
Dirty and melee. Oh dear.
Melee.
Melee.
Cases where both combatants are attacking each other, they both roll once, and the combatant who receives the most successes does damage to the other.
2.
Not a
Ooh.
critical though, but close.
Yeah, very close.
Okay. So they have to roll their dex and athletics again, with the same penalties of not having legs but having grat armor. That's a critical.
Damn.
Oh, dang it!
Okay. So I was hoping I was going to get to use this fun thing on Antonio, but Antonio is hanging back and Lucian is close.
Cool.
Yeah.
Bring it.
They are going to use their ability called Headbutt of Cain.
Oh no. I would like to do.
Jane.
I would like to do my thing now.
I'm writing that down.
I'm going to do. Oh, what would you like to do? Because this is a counter.
I would like to. I'm just gonna post this. This is my newer power that I've never gotten to use yet. But it says I can put an enemy into. I can't throw people, and I can't like throw things hard enough to hurt them. But I can move people slightly to get them out of harm's way.
That's actually really cool.
A lot of words.
There's a lot of words.
So it looks like activation crosses a rouse check, and then resolve plus alchemy versus strength plus athletics.
I'm hoping
I
to
would
reduce
assume
that.
she's just basically rolling alchemy and resolve versus
Their attack.
the Rat King successes, because she's going against their attack to pull Lucian out of the way. That's the way I would read it.
Yeah. What's your maximum range on it? I think it said 10 meters.
And there's like closer than 10 meters, yeah.
So 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you were probably within 30 feet. We didn't really establish it, but it's also very abstract.
Yeah.
Um,
I imagine I'm ducking behind. I'm just like peeking out behind
roll me a d4. Well, just 50-50 which one goes off first. Okay. Go ahead and do your rouse check.
Yeah.
So you don't get hungrier. That's lucky.
Yay.
Guys like twice now. Reese, you were saying have her check against what I roll for his attack? I like that idea.
So he basically already rolled his attack. So in order to
Well, he didn't roll the attack. That was his defending. That was
right, but like in the way this plays. Oh, night, buddy.
Night, buddy.
Night.
Wait, say night, night.
Night, night.
In the way this works, basically his number of successes is the number of successes like for the combat, kind of, as opposed to like him just rolling once against Lucian's attack. In my understanding, because we're doing the 3-round thing.
His melee versus or his brawl versus his brawl athletics is going in place of the strength athletics.
But he didn't roll brawl athletics. He rolled his defense.
I'm sorry, brawl strength.
Rolled headbutt.
Well, I
It's-
haven't rolled for the headbutt
yeah.
yet.
Yeah,
He hasn't done
It's
that.
kind of like a weird thing. I would say roll the headbutt, and then Callista rolled your thing, and like they would be opposed rolls basically.
Yes, that is where I am too. I thought you were saying that the critical was his role, and I was like, no, that was
no.
just him.
No,
that was him
no,
defending. Yeah, I haven't.
The headbutt. I probably misworded that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We're on the same page now. Yeah, he has to roll the headbutt still, but it will be the thing that I read a moment ago, where it's going to be the opposed roll, and whoever wins is the one who's going to play out what happens. So
Right.
we'll do an opposed roll here real quick, and let me find reworded Fist of Cain into Headbutt of Cain. He will need to make a rouse check, so I'm going to do that first. Okay. Getting the critical out of the way, so he doesn't get hungrier for it. So just for your knowledge, Lucian, he can inflict aggravated damage to mortals and supernaturals while brawling. So that's what it's going to be. And so they're just going to rear up with the rats, and go ahead and roll Callista for me.
I'll reroll.
I would recommend it.
Hey.
4 successes. All right.
You were already conducted. All right, I love you.
Just as long as I don't roll any more
More than I
10s, you
know.
should be fine. All right. Yeah. Hey, there you go. It's
Cool.
only the one, so let's re-roll. Because of course he's going to. Hey, there's that 10 I was looking for. Still not enough, though.
3 versus 4.
Yep, 3 versus 4 again. Let's see here. I'll burn it because he's in fight or flight. There it is, 4 tie.
Okay.
What happens on a tie?
So, I don't know in 5th edition. In previous editions, the defender won the push,
Okay.
but that was previous edition, so I honestly don't know in 5th.
It might
I
just
wanna-
reduce the damage.
Hang on, let me see if I can just do a quick goggle.
I'm pretty sure it's the same way because that makes the most sense. Let's see.
Couple chats.
Never mind. Per the core rulebook, page 123, last bullet point on the top right, the initiator of the contest wins on ties.
Oh, well, there you go. Callista, you win.
Oof.
If the acting character rolled equal or more on the number of successes rolled by the opposing character, the test is a win. So, yeah.
Cool. Works for me.
So, the initiator of the contest wins ties.
Yep. Lucian, you go to stab at him, and the rats shunt him back out of reach, and then you see him rear his head back, and his head starts to glow. And what you end up seeing is it's not so much that it's actually doing the Fist of Cain, because this was a hunter who had initially possessed True Faith. His head starts to glow with more of a divine energy, and there's the formation of a cross that appears around their head, and they were about to just flap you, but then his I was gonna say his stump from underneath gets pulled by Callista, and he just goes whap, face first down into his pile of rats instead.
Creates a
And
crater.
yeah, and as he goes down, the rats disperse, and he headbutts down into the ground, and there's just a boosh ripple as this protean impact of his strength and faith, for that matter, leave a crater that coincidentally has a giant cross shape in it as well.
Oh my god.
All the
We went full
people are
anime
gonna
on
worship
this
here
one.
now.
Well, better the floor than me.
Yep,
Whoa.
that aggravated damage is no joke. All right, so technically that would have been Callista having a turn. Lucian had a turn. Antonio had a turn. He also got a turn. So we go back to Antonio.
All right. So at this point, I think I'm gonna go in for the stake because they are prone. They don't have the rats anymore. So I feel
The rats
like
are close but dispersed.
right. So that's what I'm saying is right now at this moment, because he had butted the ground
You have the
and
best
the rats
chance.
dispersed for the second. He doesn't have the rats to kind of move around. So I'm gonna try to take that advantage and stake him.
Yes. Okay. And,
So that is melee and dex still, right?
yes, because it'll be a one-handed, and I'm going to find the rules for the stake, just so I give you the accurate information. Because, of course, it's never easy to find
A good steak.
a good stake.
Ah, no.
Alright. Do I just put in staking? Will that help? Ah, here we go. For a combat staking, the hunter must make a called shot at a -2 penalty and inflict 5 points or more of damage of either type before having. This damage can stem from ranged weapon tests using a grenade launcher, or a crossbow firing sharpened wooden bolts,
I would like to use a grenade launcher.
Yeah. Or it can stem from close combat with strength plus melee, using the stake as a weapon. So, strength plus melee, I guess, since it specifically says that one. The stake always has a damage modifier of +0, regardless of how it is applied. Being a stake through the heart paralyzes the vampire, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it's not as extreme as I thought. I don't know where I thought it was a -4, but you have a minus...
That's a mistake.
Yeah, it was a real mistake. But you have a -2 for the called shot.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pump. So I'm gonna do a rouse check, and that gives me an additional 1, right?
Raise that. Yep, rouse that blood. You
So
do
I'm
get
hungry.
hungrier.
I'm hungry.
Because you're thinking of steak.
You're thinking of steak. Rare.
Okay, so melee.
Strength
and
plus melee.
strength
Mm-hmm.
plus 1. Not bad, not bad.
But it's a bestial success.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I don't believe he could make 5 without getting a critical because he doesn't have the rats now. So that's going to be... I'm not going to re-roll it. So... Oh, we didn't roll your damage for your gun. We should know what that damage is because it counts. Conventional weapons. This is what happens
If I
when you
remember correctly, I believe it's 3 for a like machine gun assault rifle type thing.
Medium gunshot, like a 308 rifle, is +3. Yeah, +3.
+3 to what?
It just says damage
The
value
damage.
+3.
What's the damage die?
It just says damage value.
Yeah, it just has a default value, Ren.
Oh, okay, so it is just... Why would it be
It does like 3 damage, yeah.
I was like, why would it be a plus then? It should just
It would
be
basically
3.
just be 3 lethal.
Yeah. Well, not 3 lethal.
3 damage.
Yeah, 3 damage, and then it gets halved because it's a vampire. Lethal if it was
Unless it's
immortal.
Fire gun.
Fire gun.
Dragon breath. That's what.
Aggravated damage. That's the correct term.
Aggravated damage.
It would be superficial damage. 3 superficial damage.
Certainly aggravated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot guns were like less than... Like, I forgot they got smoked against vampires normally.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta do like the frickin' dragon's breath and all that stuff.
Yeah. So your stake has a +0, so it has to be 5 or more damage before having for superficial. So you still need more damage.
So just so you know, my stakes are probably not +0.
Mm-hmm.
They actually have like spearheads on them. I detailed this a while back.
I recall. Do they
so
have it?
basically?
Is there? I'm gonna pull up your message, but do you recall any other special materials or anything that might push it over?
Let me look.
There's so much, Reese.
I know.
Let's see here. I see your flashbangs, throwing knives.
So basically, it's a throwing knife. It's basically a knife with like a wooden.
You
piece to it.
have what you sent me was 5 stakes with cold iron.
So that's actually like almost like small throwing javelins for Fae.
Mm-hmm.
But the throwing knives are the ones with the wooden cores.
There it is. Yep. Wooden core for staking. Okay.
So it's not just a stake. It's
got
basically
it's
like
got
a
tips
knife.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd give that a +1. It's not silver or anything like that specified on here, but I'll give it a +1 since it's got the pointy tip on it. Pointy tips. Okay. So you still need just a little more damage, though. Do you have anything like... You don't get potence, do you? You need to eat somebody and get potence. Lethal body would have helped.
I mean, how many times can I pump? Because I do 4 damage right now because I just physically pumped. So if I go again, would that count?
Oh wait, no, it's a cumulative. So you're doing 4 damage right now.
Yeah.
Oh, then it's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, because you did 3 damage beforehand.
Okay.
That's the way I'm reading it, anyways. Unless I'm misinterpreting what it said for the staking.
If
It
not,
just
I can use my power again to help him push.
yeah. It just says you have to. It's kind of vague. It says you have to do the called shot at -2 and inflict 5 points or more of damage.
So
I think
here's the thing.
you might need to.
My understanding, right, is that it has to be 5 points of damage to punch into it.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to do, if that is the case, is go in through the wound in his shoulder, because we're talking knives, right? So, like, it has enough space that hopefully I can get down through the shoulder, through the collarbone, and into the heart. So that's what I'll do to kind of make it so that it's more damage. I'll use the existing damage instead of creating a new hole.
You succeeded on the called shot, so I will say that is perfectly fine. More to the point, this is a bestial success, so you're going to be much more vicious about the way you're delivering this too.
I was just going to say, which is way more fun in this instance.
Mm-hmm. So I think the way this plays out, because it's a bestial and the beast kicks in, and what it says to Antonio in Antonio's mind when the beast takes over as you're driving this sharpened stake through is, they're a traitor to your cause. They used to be just like you, and see how far they've fallen. They deserve to die. And so you drive the stake in more, and then you pull it out, and you stab them again, and you stab them again, and again, and again. And you're definitely going to stake him when it's over, but you're dealing just a stupid amount of aggravated damage to him repeatedly. When the final stake does come, he is basically on the verge of final death before you drive it finally in and stake him to the ground. The rats...
It never says how they need to get to the prince, just that they get there.
Well, yeah, I mean, they never even said you needed to get them to the prince. You just needed to deal with the problem.
Yes, technically, though, we don't have the right of destruction, but,
I mean, that's fair.
Up to us.
Yeah,
I mean, technically, yes, it is up to us, but we could get in trouble because it is technically... Again, it's a politics thing, right? If somebody wants to call us on it later, they could.
And so, that is a valid point. Here, vigilante, secret society, blah, 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 illegal Germany has the authority to arrest and subdue violators. So, yeah... your main priority is arresting and subduing. So you're right on the verge of crossing that line. So yeah, Maxwell probably would have told you bring them in now that we've brought that point back up and clarified. Actually, and if need be, to bring them before the prince. So Antonio is correct, and his beast almost ruined that for everyone. Oops! All stakes. But you drive the stake home, and they do not die. They are put into torpor once you finally deliver that blow. The rats all have a moment of clarity, and the cloudy white that hazes over when you see in media that shows something's under mind control disappears, and they're now pink or black orbs return to normal. They squeak and scatter into the wind.
What the fuck are we doing here?
And then Lucian unleashes the snakes, and it's mass chaos.
Feed my babies.
Go,
I
my
had them
pretties.
hidden in my jacket.
Oh my god, are we gonna allow this?
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
gonna do
allow
it?
it.
You gonna do it?
Let's do it. Let the snakes out.
Who let the snakes out?
Exactly. But now you have this individual in torpor. Also, you have this hole in the ground with a cross on it.
Yeah, Callista probably sees that and is just sorry, God, and just
Sorry,
kicks dirt
God.
back into it to cover it, so it doesn't.
Callista
really
starts
seem
shuffling dust into this
Callista,
giant hole.
No, it's still going to be there after the dust is cleared. We're going to have to get something to shatter it to make it look like something heavy fell on it. That
Oh.
would explain the divot as well.
Okay.
Is there anything? We're in a train station thing,
Yep.
right?
You could probably find enough loose gravel and dirt. It would just take time.
Right, but we need to explain. I want to find something heavy and throw it down on it, so it cracks the cross up, and also would explain why there's a giant crater there.
You want to do a quick wits awareness and look around?
Sure.
The beast is still just fill it with the dead bodies of the rats. The beast is not being helpful right now.
Pick up the stake guy and beat him into the crater.
Yeah, if you bury this corpse, they'll never pay attention to the cross.
Technically, they won't.
I mean, the beast is not wrong.
You are not wrong, but that is not helpful right now.
Right? Okay. So, let's see.
Be a hammer or a toolkit or something. You'd think.
Anybody else want to help look around?
Yeah, when Callista hears hammer or
Yeah.
something, she'll start looking. Two.
There are a good number of tools in this area. Hammers. There is probably even just a little jackhammer tucked away in a storage closet. You guys could do some heavy work around it and just dishevel this indent. You also have the ability to fill it in. There's probably even some quick concrete that you could pour in there and just completely...
I just want to make it so that the cross is broken up so that it doesn't look super weird if we just dump a bunch of debris in there, and then somebody moves the debris out of the way. There's not this crazy cross-looking divot there, because that's super weird.
Yeah. I'm just giving you a couple options. You can use the tools to break it up. You can just fill the hole so the cross isn't even a factor.
We'll break it up first, and then we'll fill the hole. That's the thing.
Callista comes back and is like, I found a jackhammer and a regular hammer. And then she's like, I'm taking the jackhammer.
Jackhammer.
We do jack. So yeah, we'll break up the thing without being hopefully too loud. And then we'll fill it in with the concrete kind of stuff.
Oh, did I say this was going to be quiet? It's a jackhammer.
No, I know. I was thinking maybe we could take the jackhammer and just hit the ground, but
you don't even turn it on. You're just like,
you are technically strong enough. I would just need to roll for it.
I could.
Fine.
And you have to convince Lucian to give it up.
I almost died for this.
That crosshole could have been me. That's fair.
I mean, just don't. It's going to be so loud. Just do it. This is such a bad idea.
Why am I envisioning like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon? Bouncing on.
Listen, there's nothing wrong that's going to happen using a jackhammer at like 10 o'clock at night. It's fine. Lucian, I would...
We're in a city, right?
Yeah, construction definitely... I would love to say that it's a joke that construction definitely stops after the sun goes down, but...
Nope.
That is not true. But this is an abandoned area, so it might be a little suspicious. But please give me a... strength to keep it steady. And... torn between technology or... subterfuge could work, because you're trying to cover it up.
Same. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. Yeah, just give me strength plus subterfuge. I like that idea of just kind of covering it up.
While Lucian's working on that, I'm going to go shut down the security system and remove all footage.
Oh, you know what? Don't do that. Roll me strength plus stealth. Try and do it quickly and quietly. That way you have a little bit of a chance there.
Thank you.
No.
What? Oh God! Why are you being stupid? Wait. Just wait. Just wait.
Because this way, if it fails, it's either too noisy or Lucian doesn't keep a good grip on it. It just makes it worse.
Oh, that'd be so funny! Like, ah!
Well, it's not
two successes.
It's not bestial. I of course need to ask: do you want to spend a willpower to reroll one dice?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. One. Technology is not being nice to me. Hey, there you go.
That's a critical.
That's a critical.
We'll take it.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
It is the most quiet jackhammering you've ever heard.
No, I wouldn't say that. But Lucian, in a moment of lucidity, the network is in sync with you, and it's just like, strike here, hold here, work this angle, and it'll get it clear. And you work fast and efficiently. It's still noisy. It's a jackhammer.
None of us have ear protection.
You don't need ears. You live forever. You don't need ears. You live forever. The thing about it, though, is it's an abandoned area. It's so far away. It's indoors. Whether or not it's quiet doesn't matter, because nobody comes to investigate it, and that's what's important. You guys are able to do the work you need to cover up this evidence of a display of true faith and also vampiric power in this situation. And so this pit can now be filled in or covered up or made to look like it was just a hole that had always been there, but now it won't arouse any suspicion. You've sufficiently covered your tracks without any doubt.
On my next life, I'm gonna work construction.
I was gonna ask if it was your previous life.
Heh, no.
What did you do in your previous life? Lives.
Absolutely nothing. Party. Had fun.
Sounds
You
fun.
know. As you do.
Sounds like it was a good one. Do we need to do anything else here?
Was I able to finish with the security system, Ren?
Yeah, you've got everything good and situated. Do you guys want to touch up on anything else here?
I think we're good. We just take them with us.
Yeah. You guys arrived in Antonio's vehicle. Remind me, did you bring the ghoul along as your driver?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I usually keep him very far away from the combat. He is much more of the...
He's more valuable away from there.
Exactly.
Okay. So, your vehicle's parked not too far away. You have a perfectly staked torso, which I imagine Antonio brought a bag or something to put him in so it doesn't arouse attention.
Correct, yes. But I will say that I am making sure that the stake stays in.
That's fine.
I'm going to, like, wrap some duct tape around it just in case he's one of those weird ones that can pop it out.
Do they have those?
Mm-hmm. That is a thing. Protean actually comes with it.
What?
Yep.
Dude.
Oh, I never knew that. That's awesome.
Even in torpor?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dang.
It has a thing where it can, like, push stakes out or something. Some shit. I don't remember.
Awesome.
have
That's
to look it
probably
up.
a higher level power. That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. It's definitely not like an 11th gen power. It's an elder power, but...
Ah, there it is. It's a 5th level power. The Unfettered Heart.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, Protean is disgusting, dude. Protean is just so ridiculously good.
Oh, it's even better in this one. Unfettered Heart makes them hard to stake because the heart is not in its normal position.
Yes.
You can just move your heart around.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Yep. Protean is amazing, dude. Because think about it, you can shapeshift, so you're just like, womp, move my heart down in my knee.
So for that though, because it does go on for what you said, even if staked, the user can make a rouse check and roll their strength plus resolve difficulty 5 once per hour. So they can keep trying to do this. A win means they manage to free themselves from paralysis as the stake is pushed out of their body. They cannot attempt such a stake expulsion at hunger 5. So really you just burn their hunger up and then stake them.
Not only that, though, like, if the stake has nowhere to go, technically the power doesn't work. Like, what we used to do is, we would basically just encase the body in,
Yeah, because you can't push it out if it's stuck.
Exactly. So we would basically encase the body in, like, Quickcrete. And then the stake has nowhere to go regardless.
That's awesome. Yeah. Learning new powers today. I like it.
Protean is just disgusting, dude. I love it. Like, it's just so good.
Cool. I can't wait for the new source books too, because they're gonna add more powers. Because we
I'm
need
so
them.
excited. I want to see who else they're gonna put with the Sabbat, because like they already bought out Zabichi and Lasombra, who were like the two big clans of the Sabbat. So I'm like,
Well, Lasombra aren't
show
Sabbat
me
anymore.
what you
They
got.
turned
Well,
they turned traitor.
what I mean is traditionally, like
Yeah.
those were the two heads of the Sabbat. So it's like I wonder who else they're gonna put out in there. You know?
All
Should
right.
be very interesting.
So you guys have sufficiently staked, bagged, tagged this masquerade breacher, And I assume somebody has a phone call to make while you guys are driving.
And just find another SIM card.
I will give my phone to Lucian. Do you have Maxwell's number?
Do
Yeah.
I have Maxwell's number?
Would you be able to get in touch with him and see what we should do with the prisoner, shall we say?
Cool. I ring up Maxwell.
Okay. It rings for a moment, and then there's an answer over a bit of static, and you can hear the sound of Maxwell's voice rather far from it, and just, hello?
Hey, baby.
Lucian, you're calling me on a different number.
Yes, I am. Sneaking up on you. So, we have a present for you.
When you say we, this isn't like the last time, is it? I rather enjoyed that present. Antonio's like, this is on my call history.
No, this isn't as much fun of a present.
You always manage to find a way.
Well, if you want a body in a bag, it's what we got for you, baby.
When I was younger, that would have been considered foreplay. I've matured a bit. Tell me, is this an individual that had been
Quadriplegic.
no, he's trying to more tactfully say this, that my brain is not comprehending. Lucian already said a body in a bag, but that can be implied as something totally different.
Right, especially since they were talking about sexual stuff.
Hey, we're talking about sex stuff earlier.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
He says, is this the toy from the shop I had asked you to acquire?
Yep. And I have a joke for you as well.
I love jokes.
What do you call a boy with no arms and no legs in the water?
A flotation device.
Bob.
I imagine that chuckle.
That was a
from
pure
Rudy
chuckle from
was
Lucian.
actually his.
Yeah, that was. He's utterly charmed by this Malkavian. He just says, delightful. I will make arrangements I will make arrangements for you to come see me. 1 hour. And then he hangs up the phone.
I'll be ready for us in an hour.
Back to our little hideout while we wait. This place really creeps
Where did
me
he
out.
want to meet?
When he does say that, Lucian, your actual phone will ring. Not ring, but it'll ping with a text message. And there is not an address, but it's a picture of a location that you'd recognize within downtown. And when you show it to the others, Callista, you'd recognize it as the Ivory Tower.
Ivory Tower in 1 hour.
So how close would that be to the haven that we have?
From your haven, it would be probably about 40 minutes. You're in
Okay.
downtown currently.
Right. See, that's what I'm figuring. Like, probably doesn't make sense to go like all the way back there. We'll probably like ride around.
Go get get some shawarma.
Yeah, definitely get some shawarma. Yeah, we'll probably just ride around and wait, kind of thing.
So what do you call a boy with no arms and no two boys with no arms and no legs that hang by a window.
What is that, Lucy?
Kurt and Rod.
I did not know you were this funny, Lucy. You did not strike me as funny before. I like this side of you.
Well, I'll have to think of more jokes to tell you then.
Sounds like a plan.
I could tell you my favorite one, but it has a rude word in it.
So they will drive around waiting to get pulled over to explain the buy. Yeah, basically, like, we'll just drive around for a little bit, probably park about 15 minutes early around the Ivory Tower place. The dude is in a bag anyway, and thankfully smaller than a normal body, so that'll be helpful to not quite arouse suspicion.
Why is this child in a bag?
That was one of those funny scenes from the Sonic movie that they took out. The Sonic in the bag at the elevator, and the two people like, "What is that? Is that your child?" And he's like, "No, yes," from inside the bag. Good stuff. All right, we are at our break time, so why don't we take our break, and then we will jump back in with you all meeting the Primogen Council and the Prince.
Oh, fun.
Excellent.
All right, everybody get up, stretch. We will be back in 5-ish minutes. We'll see you soon.
Be back soon.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's funny. I actually had glasses for the first 38 years of my life. And then just recently got laser eye surgery. So I haven't needed them for like a year and maybe a half. And these are actually gunner glasses. They block blue light. Because I'm in front of the computer like 24/7 now. So to prevent the headaches and everything and the really bad dry eyes, I've been using these and they've been very helpful. They're really cool too. They actually have different attachments that you can use. So there's like a rope thing so that when you have your headphones on, it doesn't like mess with your headphones like normal glasses would. But then it's actually got like normal glass things that you can switch in and out, and it comes with like a whole kit. So you can like switch the different nose things out. It comes with sunglass lenses as well. So it's pretty cool. Yep. So I'm very excited. It's really been helping over the past couple days, especially with my eyes. Like my eyes have a tendency to burn really bad. So definitely happy with these. Yeah, so because like I work from home now, so I look at a screen all day for work, and then I'm generally on the computer at night too. So
Come on, guys. She wants to see you. Oh my God, cat! You've been eating more.
hello, kitty.
No. God, he's heavy.
They get that way.
Look at the belly. Look at the belly. What color are your eyes? Huh? Yeah. Hate cats.
That's like I love you to death.
Just showing people your eyes, cat. God. So what do you call a boy with no arms and no legs that sits in front of the door?
Oh no, door stopper.
Matt.
Yeah. Did you see the one I posted in the chat?
No, I missed that one.
It's a good
Excuse
one.
me.
Take a quick look at that one. That's right up Lucian's alley.
Where'd you go? I lost Discord. Oh gosh. Yeah, when I was a kid, for some reason we went through a whole spate of those things. Everybody knew at least a dozen. Oh my God, throat.
All right. Are we all back and ready?
Yay.
I'm ready. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you all have spent the time waiting, kind of driving around, idling in a parking lot, waiting for time to get closer to your meeting point. And when it's time, you all pull into the parking garage that's built underneath this building. It works as a high rise. I do believe I said it was a hotel. It was like all the way back in like the first or second episode. Shay, do you remember?
Oh gosh, it was either a hotel or some like high end.
I feel like it was either a hotel or an office building, but I honestly.
I think it was an office building, and I think the one in Vancouver was a hotel. I know the one in Vancouver was a hotel, but I wasn't sure if this one was also a hotel as the front. But we're gonna say that it's the answer is yes. And
It's a hotel office building.
yeah, it's a high rise building, and its main lobby is meant to serve as a front for the ivory tower. And when you all arrive, you park down in the garage, and there is a elevator that is not publicly accessible. And you see that Maxwell is waiting there at the elevator. And by not publicly accessible, I mean that there's no call button on it. But he's waiting at the elevator when you all arrive, and Antonio, you're able to get the body out. This is a secure location, so you can be careful, but you don't have to be super cautious because it's a Camarilla-controlled building. And so, you carry this body over to where he is, and he looks at all of you and smiles at Lucian and says, "Good evening, everyone."
Maxwell, you are looking particularly shadowy this evening.
He kind of smirks when you say that, and the light fixture directly above him flickers for a moment. He says, "Why, thank you. I do try to keep appearances."
Antonio smiles at that.
A pleasure seeing you again.
You as well, Callista. Oh, jeez. Hold on. I just thought of something that I need for Maxwell here. It immediately went to orphans, and I was like, no, that would get him in the doghouse. Let's see here. There we go. He says his greeting to Callista, and then he looks to Lucian, and he goes, "Why did Mozart kill all of his chickens?"
I'm going to go with this as some kind of deaf reference.
When he asked them who the best composer was, they all replied, "Bach, Bach, Bach."
I was totally wrong, and I am okay with that.
And he does. He puts on a wide grin for Lucian, and then the elevator door opens.
Like, anytime one of these jokes are spoken, Callista's like, her mouth keeps pushing, she's like
Try not to desperately cringe.
Well, no, she's trying not to, like, chuckle out loud. It's like, she doesn't, it's like, no, let them have their moment. Don't make noise.
Piling into the elevator, it's spacious. There's like It's an elevator. I don't need to go into super detail about that. I don't know why my brain was like, describe the elevator. But it's large enough for you all to fit comfortably inside of it. And inside there are a series of buttons, but they don't go to each floor. They actually skip over a good portion of them. And of course, he hits the one that will take to the top floor. And it's a slow enough going ride that if you all wanted to talk and ask any questions, this would be the time.
Antonio pushes all the buttons. Ah!
I mean, you hit 6 buttons, and so they go up. Do you actually hit them?
No, I don't
Okay.
actually. It would be funny.
Good. But yeah, so the elevator starts to ascend.
Antonio will just like kind of look at Maxwell and be like, "Since you are my vampire daddy, is there anything specific I should expect here? I want to mind my manners and all that."
First, I should provide clarification. I'm Lucian's vampire daddy. I'm your shadow.
I see.
No, his response is probably more elegant than that. He says oh, only one person is allowed to call me vampire daddy, and he just kind of straightens his tie, leaving it at that. Oh, I just froze our cameras. Hold on.
That scene was too sexy for Twitch.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Cadence's camera is working. Everybody else's is mid reaction to my
I'll
great
just keep
joke.
moving.
I just gotta remind it to work. That's all. It's like it was too good. We have to break.
I think, as they're going up, and Callista's listening, I think she like takes a look, like looks at the highlighted top floor button, and then just kind of like composes herself and looks down and says, "I do not speak, correct?"
Not unless directly spoken to. Unfortunately, your clan, and he kind of thinks on that before he says it, you're not truly represented.
Okay. And just tries not to think about her brand, because this would have been the same place that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you have any things specific you want to ask, just kind of whisper it to me and I will ask voice.
Okay.
Yeah, that is probably the best and safest way to handle that. Was there anything else before we reached the top floor?
I did truly want to ask about decorum, as it were. How does this go? I've never been in front of the prince before.
You will be in front of the prince as well as the Primogen Council. These are the representatives of each clan. Most nights they are not all present, so do not expect to see all of them there. But you would treat them as you would senior officials or respected elders. Be polite, be precise. In Camarilla society, time is the most valuable currency, and they do not like to have theirs wasted. Otherwise,
Excellent.
just continue to be your charming self. Also,
Antonio,
don't mention your background.
Antonio grins at be your charming self and says, I will do just that, but there is no like secret handshake, no particular bow that is needed.
No. You don't need to do anything too outrageous. You will stand before the prince and you will bow I will introduce you. Nothing else is truly necessary.
Excellent. I will move forward with that information. Thank you, Max.
And let's see. I'm going to roll to see how many are present today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thin Bloods don't get a representative.
Oh, bam!
So we will do 9, 5. So there will be 5 currently present on the council. Cool. After probably a couple minutes of writing, after asking these questions, getting some clarification on the etiquette and what is needed to be done before the Primogen Council and the Prince, the door finally dings and opens. The top floor is not the Prince's personal haven. It is just where they hold their court. And in this case, it opens into a large conference room. May not be the right word, but it's a large open space where they have situated a series of tables that kind of form that like U shape, so that each council member has a place to sit in a more or less facing each other sort of situation. And the largest chair being in the center belongs to the Prince of the city himself. Currently present, the Prince Luther Graves. Did I have a picture for him? I did not. Okay. Luther Graves is a tall and handsome man of African American descent, much like Maxwell. His hair is kept short. His facial hair is a clean goatee, and he dresses very sharply. This would be basically B.D. Walters if he chose the correct clan. Thank you. Yeah. I have made that joke at him before, and he just scoffs. But this would, yeah, if we had to cast somebody, it would be B.D. Walters picking the correct clan. Besides him is the Seneschal. Her name is Petra Mahajan. I wrote these out a long time ago, and I have to remember how to pronounce their names. Mahajan. Petra is a woman of Indian descent, the country, not the misnomer of Native American, but she is Indian descent. Her clan affiliation is not publicly known, because she does not make too many appearances, but she acts as his right hand. You also see that there are 5 Primogen members present, and I will say that it is the Caitiff Primogen, the...
Wait, time out. When the hell did a caitiff get permission?
Yeah.
Thin don't.
Thin Bloods, they are making a weird exception for caitiffs, because caitiffs can still be useful.
I mean, yeah, but I've
Oh,
never heard.
sorry.
Of a caitiff be
You're gonna have
that's
to actually disregard that, because I'm an idiot who doesn't read my own notes. Caitiff, clanless kindred are currently not represented by the Cambria, but are allowed within the city. I don't know why I goofed on that. So I did make an exception for the Bruja, and that's probably where I'm goofing. The Bruja have a seat to keep the ones that stayed within the city in line, so that they don't rabble rouse for the anarchs.
rabble.
Because that's what they do. So you currently have the seat belonging to the Banu Hakim currently seated. You have the Nosferatu currently seated. You have the Gangrel currently seated, and the Ventru seated. That's...
So can we tell what each is? Do they each have like a symbol or something, or is it
four.
just like these are the people there?
and the Malkavian is also there. I think the way to best answer that question without being like, oh, they're gonna breach the masquerade by having like little icons above their heads. Maxwell kind of just quickly goes over it with you all, and he'd be like, here's the floor plan, seating arrangement. No, he just tells you who's going to be there. You would know each of them by their names. The Ventru Primogen is a man by the name of Alexander Black. Cut and paste. The Gangrel, I did say Gangrel, correct?
Ventru.
Yes.
Gangrel. Banu Hakim. Nelson
Malkavian.
Malkavian.
Yep, and Malkavian. Okay. The Gangrel is named Agatha Sanchez. The Banu Hakim is named Khalid Bashara. The Nosferatu is simply named Grimbald. He actually has hair. Ha. And then the Malkavian is named Luisa Rivera. So
Grimbald is basically like Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Yeah, he's got a short. He would have the European monk hair where it's like kind of bald on top, but then it has the frame around it.
I get you.
So it'd be that. It
Like the friar.
Yeah, the friar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is what it's called too, the friar. He's got that, so he's not completely bald, but he's balding. It's a grim bald, as it were. And so currently you see there are 7 people there: the prince himself, the seneschal, the 5 council members. Through a side door opens up, and the herald, who of course naturally needs to be there to announce you all arriving, is Callista's good friend Victor Riddle. He is a tall, handsome Toreador. I think we described him basically as a Fabio type. Exudes handsome and sexual energy, and as he steps forward, he says, announcing the Vemi. And Maxwell steps forward, offers a bow. He says, may I introduce Antonio Kincaid? Kincaid? Antonio Kincaid. He gestures for you to step forward.
I'll step forward and say, good evening all, and give a bow.
And Lucian.
Step forward, drop a little curtsy.
Is Lucian's surname known?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Okay. I didn't want to breach that etiquette by announcing it without clarifying. Okay. Yeah.
I just love this site though.
If they knew, they'd be terrified of her sire.
Yeah, if they knew, they would be very fearful.
I do love this site though. I want you to like curtsy with the bottom of your like leather jacket. Yeah. I can see it in my head. It's awesome.
And then he finally announces, and the last of the attending members is your surname known?
Yes.
Okay. And our final member, Callista Tiramos.
She steps forward and bows very, very low.
And all of the council kind of murmur. You'd notice that they are sitting in what would be like their assigned chairs, though, Antonio. While they're not necessarily marked with like clan symbols or anything, you can see that they have preferred seating because there are gaps between them. Like the Ventru is seated.
The Toreador and Nosferatu right next to each other. Right?
Yeah. They're on opposite sides of the U. The Ventru is, of course, seated on a far corner, very far away from the Lasombra.
Oh, that's good.
he chooses to not sit near the Lasombra, and the Bruja seat is probably opposite of him on the other table as well, because that's a very valid point. He's just like, this is my corner, and nobody can have it. But yeah, they are spread out, but they do kind of murmur to themselves, seeing Callista bow. And once the pleasantries are out of the way, Luther Graves himself looks from his throne and he says, Maxwell informs me that you have brought a gift.
We have indeed, my prince. We have caught ourselves a hunter that was turned into a Nosferatu. We have brought him in for questioning and potential final death. He is staked in this bag, as you see. And I will motion to it.
And you do motion to it, and he gestures with a hand, and nobody moves to attend to get to the bag, but instead, from the shadows, a couple of hands start reaching up, shadowy, dark hands grab it and drag it into the U space between all of the tables, and one of the hands unzips it, and they all kind of lean forward and look, and he says, so this is the one that has been causing so much trouble.
Indeed.
Did not take you very long to apprehend them.
We are a resourceful bunch, to be sure.
So it would seem. Well, you have our gratitude.
I'll give a slight bow with that. Do we know what hunter coterie he was with? I forget. I know that we had found it out at one point.
Sorry?
This is out of character. I'm trying to remember what the what hunter coterie he was with.
What sect he was part of?
Yeah, I remember it was they were radicals, and I think they were some kind of biker gang or something that was hunters.
I think
hunters, yes, but specifically a hunter coterie, they went after the biggest and hardest game or something.
Mm-hmm. I remember this conversation, and I cannot remember what I said.
Basically, Antonio would relay all the information that they had found out on this person.
I gotta remember what I said because it was a specific one.
Again, I forget the specific name, but I do know for a fact they were they were known for hunting.
It was the Ashwood Abbey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he was a member of the Ashwood Abbey. I just pulled up the wiki for it. Yeah. And so when you mention this compact, a few of them sneer, and they say, Hellfire Club. Shame he was acting alone. There could have been...
I do not know that he was acting alone, to be sure. We have not gotten any information out of him yet. We brought him straight before you.
He did have a lot of rats working for him,
though.
He had many accomplices.
Grimbald, you see the Nosferatu. As I said, he has a very bat-like appearance to him. His nose is pushed up and elongated. He has got the wide ears and long, spindly clawed hands, and his skin is like a grayish purple. And he just says, he's very good with his animalism. Having control of swarms is something not outside our wheelhouse. The fact that he could master it probably means he was hyper-fixated on getting his revenge.
Yes, unfortunately, he was able to attain his revenge against the one that turned him before we could investigate.
I am aware. Marius was a fool to have not killed him outright.
Well, I am glad he has been put down and declawed, as it were.
Declawing is definitely one way to describe what happened to him.
I grit at that.
Well, we'll make sure that he is dealt with appropriately, questioned thoroughly, and find out what else he knows about other hunters in the region. If the Abbey is trying to make plays into the city, they're going to find that it's a very dangerous proposition for them.
Excellent. If you require any further information from us, please reach out. Let us know. As you all know, Maxwell is my shadow currently, so you can generally get in touch with us through that.
Yes, we will speak to Maxwell if there's any need.
And I will bow lightly again and move a couple steps back. Antonio's assuming their part in the meeting is over, unless anybody asks anything specific after that.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any input they want to share or ask?
Callista does not speak unless spoken to, but she will look to Antonio when he backtracks a bit and just make a little gesture, do the little cross symbol in the palm of her hand. Just trying to remind him that he used true faith.
Yes. So, Antonio definitely gets the light bulb face. Takes one more step forward. One more thing. He did have some kind of strange power of faith. He did attempt to attack Lucian and made a cross symbol that was dented on the blacktop of the train yard that we were in. So he certainly has some strange powers. Just wanted to make sure you were aware. We did, of course, cover our tracks. We destroyed the entire blacktop that was stamped, and we also got rid of all the security information.
The prince considers that and just kind of laughs for a moment. He says, the irony of keeping one's faith after being embraced. Not so strange. Was a time when all of the Lasombra had control of the Catholic Church. And he kind of smiles, and he actually lifts up a crucifix that he had tucked under his shirt. We all find faith in God, even if God has turned their back on us. True faith, however, is a very potent and dangerous weapon. It's good that you were able to avoid harm from it.
That is certainly thanks to my coterie members. We had a very good plan, and it was executed with perfection.
That's good.
And I'll take a step back again.
Mm-hmm. But all things considered, their meeting with you is over. There is no discussion of compensation.
I would not bring it up before their council anyway.
Yes.
That's meant for a private meeting. For sure.
There's no discussion of compensation as they disperse to talk to each other about what to do with this body. But as you all leave and go out into the waiting lounge area, Maxwell steps out And he says, all things considered, I think that meeting went very well.
It seemed to go well to me as well.
Callista
You
managed to
tell
keep
more
her head.
jokes.
Indeed, Callista did very well in my opinion. First impressions are very important, so I'm glad it was a good one.
Yes. And understand doing work for the prince will have its benefits. You may not see them right away, but they do not forget. And the Sombra always pay their debts.
Of course, I certainly was not going to bring up any form of compensation during a privilege.
Yes, that would be grounds for punishment in of itself. You are grateful for the opportunity to serve.
Callista, I must thank you for the reminder about the faith. That was a good call out.
Of course, sir.
Well, if that is all, we should adjourn. Dawn is approaching soon.
Yes, thank you very much for your assistance, Maxwell.
Of course. Is there anything else?
Not for me. I'm sure Lucian has other things for you. Antonio says, grinning.
What do you call a boy with no arms and no legs who hangs on the wall? Art.
No. Oh no.
Sorry. I restrained myself in there.
Oh.
They look like they could use some jokes, I'm telling you.
Antonio quirks up an eyebrow at Lucian and it says, if you would like a separate ride, I could always escort Callista home myself.
Callista's just doing that thing where like her mouth is like twitching into a smile and she's
I'm trying to find a good counter joke here. Give me a second. That one's dumb. A lot of these are very like context funny, but not quite a good counter to what you said.
Sorry, my doggo was being so loud.
They
That means
were.
he has to be on camera.
Doggo.
Aww. Look at the
My
boy.
old man.
Oh, that's gross.
He's the goodest boy.
All right, I need a good one here. Come on. Okay, too topical. That's just racist. Like, I'm looking for dark jokes, not. Nope.
Calm down.
Maybe that one.
Oh, God.
Getting curious now.
People just coming into the stream are going, what are they doing?
So he
The most important part of the stream, the joke look up.
Yeah. Lucian smiles at the suggestion of having the elevator ride alone with Lucian, and two at the joke, and he goes, I bought my blind friend a cheese grater for his birthday. A week later, he told me it was the most violent book he ever read.
Oh.
I am sure he had a very tactile, visceral response.
Ow. Ow.
Yep. All right. So, with that, the elevator ride is filled with equally good dark humor jokes between Lucian and Maxwell, and the two of you just have to endure it. You all drive back to the Haven, and interesting. You all drive back to the Haven. I just saw a thing of them, like, random people setting a monster on fire, and I'm curious about what it is, but I'm going to look at it later. But you all drive back to the Haven to await your next set of masquerade breaches or fun incidents that may happen. But time will pass again, and we'll wrap up here so that we can not have Kay be too far behind, and we're right about at our normal time of stopping when we are down a person. And everybody, great job. Take
35 experience.
Take 3 experience for a lot of story narrative and taking down the Rat King, Rat Daddy. So just go ahead and make sure everybody has that recorded, and we will wrap up here for the night.
Alrighty.
All right. Next week we should have the full coterie, in quotes, back and up to speed, and we'll go over some fun stuff because Callista has a problem that will start surfacing soon, and I will start making more problems for everyone start surfacing.
Well, I need to finish my first problem that I've been working on anyway. So
yeah, I mean, you're finishing your problem might make more problems for Callista. Who knows?
Hey, that's that's part of life, right?
That's part of life. So everyone, have a great night. Thank you for watching. This is, of course, has been Blood of the Phoenix, Phoenix by Night, if you want to call it that. I don't think anyone has that one tagged yet, but I just didn't try to risk it. Anyways, thank you all. Have a great night.